start pulling off. I don't know if this is one of the ones. There was one that I just took apart and pulled the linters out of. And I don't think this is one of them. Since I can't remember why this much of it is pulled apart, we're going to put it back together. And see if we can't figure out why this was pulled apart like it was. Well, our primer bulb is slow to respond, so I'm thinking I have a clogged up screen on the inside. So that might be why. I started taking that plunger apart. So the filter here looks in good shape, so I'll say the screen on the inside is probably clogged. Let's get that pulled apart and see what that looks like inside. Oh, let's take this back apart. Unplug it. Gasket stuck a little bit. Put the razor blade and just kind of set it in there up against the gasket, and you want to kind of rotate the edge of the blade toward the surface that it is not stuck to ever so slightly, and just start working it and wiggling it, working it, wiggling it. And usually you can get it to pop apart in one piece. Alright, this thing is pretty nasty. I'm going to go ahead and blow it off real quick, kind of clean it up some. I believe it was, he had two of these trimmers. One of them I was able to get going for him, and got it all cleared up. And the other one is this one here. So it had the Birkin shaft plus. I don't think it was running very well. So on the other one, if you look down there, you'll see that brass piece right there. Right where my finger's pointing, down in there. It's got a plastic cap in it. Pull that plastic cap out. And you usually can use a screw, and you just kind of thread that screw in there and pretty good, and give it a pull. And then down in the center of here is another one. You want to get that one out. And down at the bottom of these are adjustment screws. There's one for here. And this one here I do believe is your, I think this is your high. And this one over here I do believe is your low. And that'll allow you to make adjustments to these carburetors. So there is adjustments, you just have to know where they're at. One's here, and one's here. And you need a baby screwdriver for that. Kind of like what you might use on your eyeglasses or something like that. And it's a flathead. I believe on the last one I had to put a primer bulb on it too. And on his other Echo Hedge trimmer. I'm going to pop this top off where the primer bulb is. Yeah. So those 4 screws allow you to take the top plate off, and where the primer or the purge bulb is, that'll come off with it. And there's one more screw inside of here, and you take that out to pull the other half of it out. And under this one, that's where your fuel pump will be. Everything looks pretty good here. It looks like our screen is clean. So now we need to figure out why our primer bulb is so slow to respond. Yeah, I would say there's nothing wrong with this screen. Usually when your primer bulb or purge bulb is slow to respond like that, it's typically some either the filter in your tank or your screen inside. And we already checked the filter in the tank and that looked pretty good, but you might have to inspect that a little bit further. And check your hoses too, there could be a kink in it. This diaphragm is very soft and pliable, so we should be okay there. So I'm wondering if also the body that your purge valve hooks onto, when you flip it over, it's got two checks in it. One there and one there. If something has caused them to swell up, the fuel won't pass by like it's supposed to. Alright. While I'm right here, let's see if I can get the plastic caps out of there. I just usually keep a couple screws laying around for this kind of thing. They're not easy to get the screw started. And I'm shoving pretty good, trying to get this screw to start in that plastic. It's kind of a hard plastic. There we go. Got it pulled out. It sounds like it came out. Now, before you start pulling that cap out of this one, you have to hold on to it here and here, because that wants to slide out, as you can see, like this. See what it's trying to do when I lift that? You don't want it doing that too much. So I hold it here and here, and I grab a pair of pliers and I grab the head of that screw and I pull it out. Yep, that came out. Alright, so now I have full adjustability of this carburetor now. I can't really find anything wrong with this carb on why it might be slow to respond. The inside of the carb is like pristine. There's no junk in here anywhere on either side. So my guess would be either there's an issue with the checks, or maybe there is something wrong with the fuel filter on that, or maybe we have a kinked hose and just haven't seen it yet. Well, whatever we did, let's fix something. And now it's responding very rapidly now. So, whatever it was, we fixed it, maybe. Alright, let's swing this back around. God, I swear. Nothing wants to stay in this waste today. Jeez. Alright. Still responds quickly even though I got the hoses hooked up, so always take and shake up your two-stroke oil or fuel when you know it's been sitting for a little bit. Alright, I think we're good. We're gonna go with it anyway. Get our throttle cable hooked back up. Snug that up. We're just tightening it up against plastic, guys. It's got a knurled bottom on that flange nut. You don't need to snug it up too much. Make sure everything works like it's supposed to. Might need to make a little adjustment to it. It's not going full throttle. There we go. Good enough anyway. Well, let's see if this will start. See if we need to make any adjustments to it. All right. I'll tell you, that rough and stuff. Give it a choke. good to go on that one. And I believe we can send this back. Alright, so basically the only thing we had to do with this was put in a new drive shaft. It had actually twisted the drive shaft in half. I was able to find a 2-pack, and he does have 2 of these machines. So if it breaks the other one, we've got a backup. And removed the limiter caps on the carburetor, so we can have adjustment to it if we need to. There was an issue with the purge bulb responding slowly. They really didn't find anything there, but it seems to be working fine now. And fired it up, seems to be running, no tuning necessary. And it's ready for the customer to come pick up. Hopefully this was some good information for you. Hopefully you enjoyed the content. If so, give me a thumbs up, subscribe, send me some comments, let me know what you think. Be kind and help people when you can.